What's up, gang? Alright, so listen, so today we're gonna do a cooking video, alright? Now, I've showed you my ingredients already. Let me tell you what we're making. I'm just kind of gonna wing it, so I'm not gonna do any measurements or anything like that. Just follow along. I will put some guesstimates in the recipe, but I cook and I don't use measurements, okay? But I don't even know what to call it. Basically, I got some shrimp, some red Argentinian shrimp, because it has a texture and a taste that's kind of like lobster. So I really like that. So if you're gonna make this, do that. Wifey brought home some mushrooms. I like mushrooms. I like cream sauce. So I'm gonna make some type of white wine cream sauce. Now I didn't have actual white wine, so I'm gonna be using the cooking wine, which the cooking wine is fine by me. You know what I mean? I know some people aren't big on it, but if you're gonna cook, if you're gonna choose to use white wine, I do ask that you use a dry white wine, maybe like a Pinot Grigio or something like that. So let's get this party started. See what we come up with. Alright guys, so with me, my first rule of cooking is you always want to start with a clean kitchen. I have to clear the entire area for myself. My cooking space, my cleaning place has to be clean, has to be wiped down. I'm talking spotless, has to be disinfected before I can get started. So that's what I want you to start with. Secondly, you are going to get to your music, because I need beats. Now, I may or may not have beats in this because I am really gonna, try hard with this video, and I don't want to, they cancel it, they mute it, say because I didn't have copyright. So I'm gonna listen to beats, but I'm gonna mute it while I make this food for you guys. All right, so the first thing we're gonna want to do, let's get us a knife. Shing! Oh. You're gonna get your vegetables together that you're gonna chop up. Now these are already sliced white mushrooms, but I'm actually going to chop them up into smaller sizes. Here we have a red shallot, basically, which is kind of, it's in the onion family, okay? Red peppers, because I loves me some red peppers, okay? And this lemon is for later. We're going to be putting a little lemon juice in our sauce that we made, okay? So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll be right back. And I know chefs are looking at me going, oh my God, look at these cutting peppers. Yeah, I know. I feel you. But like I said, I'm just going to kind of chop these up to this best I can. They got to be perfect. Not missing anything. They're going to be a little bit smaller than this though. My cousin's a chef and he hates the way I be cutting up vegetables. I'm like, bro, listen, at the end of the day at work, I ain't got time to do all that fancy stuff. I ain't rich like you. I hear y'all already in the comments. Listen. Actually, I don't care. I appreciate any comments I can get. So if you want to Correct my knife skills in the comments by all means, please do. Still got all my fingers so far though. Kinks. Alright guys, let's move on to the next step. So we're about to boil our pasta. We're gonna get that going while we get started on everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up this pot with some water. Once it starts boiling, I will add some salt to the water. I like to use the kosher salt, or you can use, you know, some people use pink salt. Some folks don't like white salt. You can use whatever salt you want, but I once had a chef friend of mine tell me, like, when it comes to making pasta, you want it salty like the ocean. You know, so I put a nice little amount of salt, but it's up to you. We'll be right back. So while you're waiting for your water to get to boiling for your pasta, I want you to go ahead and get you your little glass of rosé. I didn't have any white wine, but I got some rosé now. All right, guys, so we're gonna rinse our shrimp under some cool water. You know, you want to make sure it's already, hopefully it's already been defrosted. Now, one of the methods to defrost it, there's always instructions on the bag, of course, but you can put it in a container, cover it, leave it in the refrigerator overnight, your frozen shrimp that is, and then, you know, when you're about ready to cook with it, you're gonna just kind of run it under some cold water, and then you're just gonna rinse it and drain it before you cook with it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna turn my pan here on a medium high. Started getting it warm, so my stove goes all the way up to 10, so I put it to about like 6.5. Gonna get things kind of heated up there. I am going to sear my shrimp in a little bit of olive oil. You can use avocado oil, whatever you want to use. I like to use a little bit of olive oil. Okay. You know, really quick, let me talk to you about these Campari tomatoes. These are so good. Like, you can literally eat these, pop them in your mouth by themselves. So I know you're looking at them and they're on the vine. Obviously, they're not gonna be, but I'm debating. I'm still up in the air. I don't know if I'm going to just actually serve them on the side with the pasta. If I'm going to maybe slice them and put them on top of the pasta. I might roast them a little bit in the pan. But they're really good. They're super good. Fresh like this. Like, you know, always rinse your fruits and vegetables, but man, if you haven't tried these, try these. They're really, really good. Ooh. All right, so hopefully you have yourself a nice non-stick skillet. If not, like I said, you're going to be using olive oil anyway. That's going to help. Now, I left the paper towels in here because it's something I didn't go over with you guys, so I did it off camera, but you want to dry your shrimp after you rinse them so they're not all slimy, and you don't have a bunch of water left over when you go to, you know, when you're done cooking them. But I'm going to toss them in it like this. Take my handy dandy tongs, move them around. Shrimp does not take long to cook, and the worst thing you could do is overcook it. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes on like each side. Like I said, it doesn't take long to cook, because we're going to be putting it back in the sauce. You don't want to overcook it. With these shrimp in particular, you know when they're done because they get, see how they're not translucent like regular shrimp. Let me see, where can I get it? How's that? Hopefully you guys can see that. They're not translucent. They already kind of have texture to them already. So they're a little bit more meaty to me. That's why I like using these shrimp. We're just kind of stir frying them a little bit. Just put it in there. I'm gonna cook on one side for a little bit, give it a few minutes. I'm gonna do this in real time. It's not even gonna take long. I'm gonna do it in real time, but when I actually edit, I'll probably, you know, speed up this part. Hey, can I be talking like this? It's gonna be a lot faster than like that. I didn't fast forward yet, but that's how it's gonna sound. I like wine. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Stop judging me. I'm not a lush. So you see it's starting to turn white. We'll start turning them. If there's one food in the world that you don't want to overcook, it's shrimp, because they can get pretty rubbery and go from being something awesome and great to something and gross. Those flipped over, move around. Move some of the ones from the center to the outside, some of the ones from the outside to the center. You think he's slick, you flip back over. Try to get me. It's Monday night, guys. You guys watching Monday Night Raw? Any wrestling fans? I think I'll start talking to you guys. It's actually Monday Folks start commenting back. We'll talk to you guys as if you're already doing that. On that 5 or 5 million followers, you all at the same show. I love ya. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab these shrimp out of here now. Just going to throw them on the plate for now. Don't worry. Anybody who's like, oh my god, they're going to go back into the hot sauce and stuff to finish completely cooking. Okay. But they're basically done right now. You can see the difference. They shrunk, obviously. First thing that's going to indicate to you that they're cooking is start to shrink. And they will go to basically with these shrimp they'll get white. Other shrimp they'll turn pink. But these are already pink when you buy them. Like I said, if you've never tried the Argentina shrimp, I highly recommend to give it a shot. It's pretty good. I'm gonna cook that little piece to the off in the hood. I don't waste not one night, you feel me? You feel me, baby? I want all my little scramps. I want all my scramps. Yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do. Look at them scramps. Look at them scramps. They look good. Where's the camera at, man? There you go. Don't worry. Alright, guys. So we're going with a half a stick of butter. We're going to start with that. Okay, which is about 4 tablespoons. Okay. We're going to lower that heat, though. We're going to turn that heat down to about 3. Okay. You got you a good non-stick pan. You want to use wooden spoons and things of that nature. So I'm going to use my wooden spoon because I don't want to mess up my pan. Ooh! I mean, I had a mama, a grandma, my auntie, or somebody that they saw you cooking with a metal spoon in their pan. Ooh! You never hit the end of it. You gonna mess up my pan. What you doing in that pan? You gonna mess up my pan. Yes, ma'am. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and add our wine to it. Now, like I said, I'm not measuring. You can measure what you want. Probably about, I would say maybe about half a cup is what you're ultimately gonna pour. I'm gonna pour it kind of just fill up the bottom a little bit, okay? That should be enough for me. So I use almost about half a bottle of one of this. It's 12 full ounces, so I use maybe about 5 ounces. But I had a little bit from another bottle, so let me say I use 6 ounces. So 6 ounces of white wine or cooking. So 1 cup, if you're using actual wine, 1 cup of wine is what you would use. Okay. Now the reason I use a little bit less is because if I was using actual white wine, I wouldn't use lemon at all. But I'm actually going to use my lemon, okay? And I'm going to put a little zest in there too. Now remember, I'm waiting. I have no idea what to call this. Not using any recipe. I just like to cook, fat dude cooking. So if you're a fat dude and you like to cook, knock on with your bad self. You're going to use a little bit of the zest, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get that in there. See that? You can, the lemon, you can just smell it already. It smells so good. Now I know what you're thinking, why didn't you go ahead and cook the shallots and the peppers and everything first? Not gonna lie to you, because I forgot. So I am gonna have to use another skillet. Stop judging me. So I'm gonna get that on right now. You know, again, a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit. All right. Or avocado oil, whatever you want to use. Okay. So I'm gonna let this warm up. As you can see, I switched. I moved the pan from here, this burner, to here. It's just still here because I didn't want it to keep cooking yet. So I'm gonna come back to that. Okay, move that olive oil around a little bit. Just let that start to get nice and hot. Now my water's still boiling. It hasn't come to a rolling boil yet, so I'm not adding the farfalle as of yet. You guys bear with me. I'm not really used to making cooking videos, so this is my first go at it. So hope y'all not judging me. Hope you really get to try this out. It should still be easy to follow along and understand what I'm doing. Okay. Now I'm not touching the pan. I'm just feeling the heat over it. Okay. I gotta turn that heat back up actually, just a little bit. All right. So I'm gonna use about a spoonful of the jarred garlic. That's some of the minced garlic, pre-minced for you. Now I know I like to mince my own garlic sometimes too, but I didn't do that this time around. All right. Now here's the thing with the garlic though. It's gonna start to kind of like cook right away. Okay, you hear that? Okay. Oh Lord. You hear that? So we're gonna put the shallots. Then we'll add the garlic right in there. Okay. So let's start with the shallots. Shallots. Get that going. Add our red peppers in there. We'll saute that a little bit. Now one of the reasons why it started cooking up like that instantly is because the pan was already nice and hot. I had got it really hot. So I'm trying to play catch up for not doing this before I made my sauce. Alright, now really quick, I'm going to go ahead and add my mushrooms in there. It smells so good already. Smells so good. This is why we start with clean kitchen. I don't mess around. I don't always. At least I want now. What do you say? This smells so good. It's crazy. My water's almost done. So as soon as I finish with this, I'm gonna add the sauce to it. Just doing this enough to kind of tenderize the mushrooms a little bit. Finally, big chunks, you can break that down. So your wood spoon. Look at that. I wish you could smell it. I need to make smell of it. Guys, that looks great. It smells even better though. Like, do you like mushrooms? I love mushrooms. I love some red peppers. I like garlic. I like all that good stuff. Alright, let's put that enough in that pan. Like I said, I should have actually did it in this skillet before everything got going, but so that was my error, but you know, that's why I'm keeping it real with you. We're gonna go ahead and keep on moving from that era to this. I waste not, want not. You feel me? So I'm gonna add a little piece of shallot, every little piece of mushroom, everything in there, baby. So I'm gonna get that all in there. Yeah, baby. Look at that. So right now this ain't nothing but butter and the white wine sauce. Since it's not actual white wine, you don't need to let it cook down to cook out the alcohol. So that's one of the pluses. You don't need to do that. But before I transferred that over, I had reduced my heat to 2.5. Okay? Alright. So, we're going to go ahead. Put that lemon juice in there. That's what we're doing right now. Lemon juice. 1 whole lemon. Okay? I have a citrus press, but you can do it with your hands. Cooking with your hands is, oh gosh, that's love right there. Juice from 1 whole lemon. Yes. Yes, queen. Is that what they say? Isn't that what the young kids say nowadays? Yeah, queen? I'm just kidding, baby. Alright, just kind of washing the lemon off my hand real quick. You know, it smells good. Smells clean. You know what I'm saying? Smells good, smells clean. Clean, clean, clean. I'm one of those guys. I like to wash my hands in between. Let's go ahead and stir that up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Stir that up. Sometimes I will add a little chicken broth too. You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. Have a little chicken broth. Why not? Just a wee bit of chicken broth, lads. So this is chicken stock. Chicken broth, chicken stock. Not much of a difference. Why? Because it's better than just adding water. I just put a little bit in there. Like I said, I'm winging this, guys. Come on, work with me. I'm not a chef, but I'm a cook. It's gonna be good, I promise. It's gonna be good. Alright, my water is basically ready to go. So let's go ahead. You can get your handy dandy shaker out. So I'm putting a little salt and pepper in this first. A little salt. My water. Okay. Little pepper. Okay. We like our food nice and seasoned. Okay, stir that in, stir that in. Now before I add the pasta, like I said, I like to put just a wee bit. Yeah, guys, you're gonna see it again. A little more olive oil. Bloop, bloop. 2 little squirts. That's it. That's it. 2 little squirts. 2 little squirts. Some of you fellas don't know all about that. You know what I'm saying? My little imported Italiano Farfalle. Y'all tripping. Yo, my cooking methods may not be perfecto. I'm telling you, man, it be restaurant quality up in this. Please. So go ahead. It's still not a rolling boil. Let me let it get back to the boiling spot. I'm not ready for that yet. So we're gonna stir in that salt and pepper again. Alright, so now we'll go ahead. We're gonna bring this to a little bit of a boil, so we're gonna turn it up a little bit. Move my spoon. Alright guys, so finally got this coming to a boil, and we also have my pasta water at a rolling boil. I'm only gonna add about half a bag to that. A little more than half. Ramsey showed me to give my pot a little twist. Mix that in. Whoopsies! We'll stir it up. Let's use my handy dandy whisk. Yes, baby, yes. Yes, turning it nice. So as you can see, we've added the cream to it. You know, I got a good amount of pasta and shrimp and stuff, so I think this is enough cream right here. I might add a little bit more, but we still have to add the Parmesan cheese, and we have to add our herbs and spices. So, well, this isn't Parmesan. This is like 3 cheese. It's Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago. Okay. So again, I'm not measuring. I'm winging it. I'm gonna dump about half of this bad boy because I like my sauce. She's good. Done a little bit more than I wanted to, but that's okay. Okay. Now, using my spoon, stir that in. Get that to mix in there real good. We're putting that pasta on. It's going to cook for about 11 minutes. Okay. That cheese will thicken the sauce up for you. So if you do this and you feel like, oh, it's not creamy enough, it's not thick enough for me, do not fret. Because like I said, once you add that cheese, it's going to thicken up for you. Believe that, okay? Alright, now guys, we're going to go ahead and add our Italian herbs. Normally you could do this individually, but this is a nice blend of, like, I almost said cilantro, not cilantro. We don't want cilantro in this. That will be a unique taste. But this is basically parsley, has oregano, a little basil in there. So I'm going to mix that in. So we're going to, don't use all of it, obviously. You want to use a decent amount because you want the flavors in there. But you also want to make sure you have some left to garnish. Okay? So just mix that in. The colors are so pretty. So we got that creamy color. We can still see the shallots. We can see the red peppers. You can see the mushrooms up in there. Everything is looking good and coming together so nice. All right, guys, so guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna add a little bit more pepper to it this time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Little pepper. Okay. I don't think it needs any more salt. Why? Because the Parmesan is salty itself, so you don't want to overdo it. Like, I don't like a lot of salt, me personally. My stuff still be flavorful. I don't know why y'all trying to front. Wish I had some spinach to go with this. Yo, this joint smells so stinking good. You guys have no idea. I wish you could smell this. Once we get that boiling, again, we see some bubbles popping up. A little bit more than that. We're going to add our shrimp into it for like the last 5 minutes. And we will be done. Alright guys, so now is the time where we're going to go ahead and add our shrimp back into this. Okay. It's cooking on a low medium heat. So right now it's a little over 4. You might as well say a 4. Okay, so we're going to add that shrimp back into there. Give it a little stir. Yes, alright. So we're going to let it cook for about another 2 or 3 minutes. So it's basically done. But for the last 2 or 3 minutes, I want to go ahead and put the lid on it. Okay. And I'll show you in a minute. Alright guys, it's time to drain the pasta. So I'm going to show you my little secret that I like to do. Now the reason I use farfalle or butterfly pasta or bowtie pasta to some of you people is because it absorbs the sauce a little bit better. Like the sauce sticks to it because it's a flat pasta, so it sticks to it a little bit better and coats it nicely. So that's why I use a nice wide pasta such as farfalle. Now what I like to do is when cause I don't rinse it. Do you guys rinse your pasta? I don't rinse the pasta. I like to keep some of that starch there. But going back to it, yep, a little olive oil. That's right. I only use a little bit, so stop judging me, guys. In there, oh my god, so much olive oil. No. But here's my actual secret: garlic salt. It's the garlic salt. Good old Laly's. Okay. Now garlic salt is going to make sure that my pasta is decently flavorful by itself, because that's what you want. You don't want no bland, nasty pasta, which is why I don't use a lot of salt in the ingredients, guys, because I know I'm going to add stuff like this towards the end. The olive oil will keep my pasta from sticking together. Alright, so you give that a little stir. And a little bit more garlic salt. Okay? Yeah, just a little bit. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want nobody choking on your pasta. You know, people saying it's good, not it's salty. I'm dying, I need water. And that's pretty much it. Now to finish off with the bread. Alright guys, so one of my techniques is I take a little bit of that minced garlic that I showed you before. I put just a tiny bit on a spoonful. You can do it this way. And some of the juice. And I just kind of rub it around on the bread. Yes. Using that oil from the garlic to kind of, I guess, flavor up the bread, we'll say. Alright. And now I'm going to actually just put this in my pan. I'm going to pan sear that. I'm going to kind of, you hear that already? It's already cooking. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm pan searing that a little bit. It's nice and soft already on that one side. This is what you want. A little bit toasted. That's just what you want right there. I did not do this one with oil. I used just straight up garlic, the oil from the garlic, okay? You know, I want it just a little brown like that. We'll toast it. Me personally, I think it's better in a cast iron skillet. But I'll show you all when I'm done plating. And here we go, guys. This is our finished product. What do you think of that? I think that's a good looking meal right there. Don't know what to call it. So this is it with the bread that I cooked in the skillet. The one that I broiled. I just put a little butter on it. I mean, it almost looks similar. It's just broiled. That's the only difference. So this one is garlic flavored. But there it is, baby. Baby! Now time for the taste test. Let's see. Let's get a little shrimp. Get a little bit of that farfalle up in there. Mix all this in. Guys, it smells so good. I'm making a big mess. Got that? See that? Steam pouring off of it. Got a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of everything in there. Alright, so here we go. This came out so amazing. I wish I was making this up. It's so good. Oh my goodness. There we go. Just do a little tomato. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's amazing. Bye.